And we are back.
We're here, guys.
Finally back from Vegas.
Talk about a trip.
Yeah, that was wild. So we have about 300 people in here already. Do you want to jump right into things? Do you want to do a Vegas update? We have a lot to go over today.
I do want to do a designated video for Vegas, but I would like to touch on some things.
Okay, let's start with that.
Okay.
Because I have a whole list of housekeeping that we need to do.
Okay. I was excited about everything. It was super dope. We got there, and I was just overwhelmed with everything. The Venetian, fucking amazing to walk through. Got a new bag while we were out there. It's my favorite bag now, guys. I'm gonna show you. Look at that. I love the braided handle. I love the color scheme. So nice. And he surprised me with it. He likes to call it his petty purchase.
Yeah, I was a little salty.
Yeah, we walked in and were totally ignored.
Yeah. We went in to look.
Yeah.
And out of all the people that were standing around in there, it took a manager to speak to us.
And after we started approaching people.
No, it was after I was walking into the middle of the store to start screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already angry when we went in there because of that bad beat at poker.
Yeah,
so
that was a rough one.
And then I walked in there and got ignored and
Yeah.
If you guys hear background noise, I apologize. They're finally fixing the ceiling tiles in here.
They are.
You want to talk about your sunglasses? Do you even have your sunglasses
I do.
with
They're
you?
in my bag. So we were walking around the first day of Vegas, and we were on the plane, or we were checked through TSA, and I looked at Chris and I was like, I think I left my sunglasses in the car.
And you did.
And I did. I opened the car door and they were sitting there on the seat, and I left them because I couldn't find my vape. So I was searching for the vape, left the sunglasses, and we were like, well, now I need sunglasses. I put these on, and he said I was having an Elton John moment, and that's how I knew they were meant to be. Look at that.
Those were so much more expensive than they should have been.
I honestly thought you were going to tell me to put them back.
Yep.
I love them. They're very nice. What else? We played a lot of poker. We played in a poker tournament. Got our asses handed to us. It was intense. I was expecting like an etiquette, right? For there to be triple the big blind.
Yeah.
No. Those dudes were like
$50 pre-flop on a 1-3 table. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I did. I got quad nines.
Yep.
That was neat. I was doing really, really good one evening. I was up like $200 or $300. And I had, what did I have? I had two pair. I had a king, I think I had a king jack, and a king jack hit the board, and I bet on it. And this dude across from me matched the fucking bet. He had trip kings. I was so mad. I lost pretty much everything.
Yep.
Oh, God, that one did it for me. And then there was another one. Can't remember what it was. I had triples. I had trips, and he had a flush.
Yeah.
And he caught it on the river. I had to get up and walk away from that one.
That was because you were betting so low. I heard that a lot.
That I was betting too low?
And that I was too. A couple people were like, you just keep making it so cheap for us to call you. We're going to just keep calling you. So I would start betting big. And because I was betting too big, people were folding and I wasn't making any money off the bets.
Yeah, I started doing that towards the end too.
Yep. Yeah, we had 2 days where we were up and 2 days where we were down.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We lost more than when we won.
Right.
I had a day of really, really bad beats.
Yeah.
Like full houses being beat by other full houses. I had trips. Somebody had bigger trips. I had a straight. Someone had a higher straight. Like flush, higher flush.
Yeah, that happened to me. I had a flush and someone had a higher flush.
Yeah, and that was the entire day. And I should have walked away from the table at that point. And because I was getting salty, I kept playing. It was pettiness, petty spaghetti.
Do you want to move on from that?
No, you can keep talking.
What else happened in Vegas? So we were playing poker in the Aria, And on the way to the Aria, they had these massive golden playing cards on the walk. And they had the single heart on the playing card. It would have been such a dope photo opportunity. I wish I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
A man wrote on there, "What's the big deal? I never cheated on you." And a whole bunch of other shit. And then he signed it Rob. And like I legit, like, mom in me wanted to go buy a magic eraser or something and fucking get out there and
take a picture. That says a lot, though, because we talked about it. We walked past that probably 6 times.
We did.
And it was one of those things that even though it was on there, like...
It's immortalized.
It was pretty fucking dope. It just ruined the opportunity for a picture because of what the message was. Like, there was more than just, I didn't cheat on you, what's the big deal? But it took up the entire heart.
It did take up the entire heart. But that was the first sentence, "What's the big deal?"
Kimber said, did you get your lizard moment on the rocks?
I did.
And we got a picture of it.
Yeah.
For you guys who don't follow us on Instagram, check out our Instagram, To Be Better Podcast. We will be posting a lot of pictures from Vegas over the next few days. We've met a lot of people out there.
We did. We got recognized a lot.
Had somebody go, "Oh my God, is this real life?" and almost start crying.
Yeah.
Yep. It was pretty dope.
Her name was Sophia.
Yep. It was pretty dope. Pretty dope.
I almost started crying with her.
We have mail to get into.
We do.
We have. Let's do that first. Let's do that now, and then we'll get into other things. We have so much to talk about, guys. We are so behind on life right now.
We are. All right. So, this one's from Texas. It says the Burkett family. I want to get that for our front door.
I have to adjust your camera again.
Okay. Oh, it's a wedding invitation.
Yeah.
October 20th.
How's that look? Is that camera straight?
Yes.
That fucking door chime is going to drive me nuts.
Me too. Is there a way to turn it off?
The downside of that is when the food approaches, I won't know if he opens the door.
Oh,
but
no.
until he's done, that's the way it's going to have to be.
We got a card from Alaska. Look at that. Got some bears on it.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, well, he's handling business things. I'm going to sit here and look pretty. And everybody, I mean, if you're up to it, take a hit. Did you just send this out, Heather? I like that it has texture. It's glittery.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Sorry. They're working. They're finally doing the ceiling tiles, guys. Oh, man. Guys, leave me alone.
Fuck.
Are you dying over there?
A little bit, yeah.
You want to talk about the dispensaries?
Oh, it was so fucking cool. We went to Planet 13, and I got this little guy. I have another one that tastes like Banana Fosters in my purse. We got some edibles. It was massive. They had eateries in there. It was like a strip mall, but
Yeah,
a
pretty much.
dispensary. It was so cool. They had an interactive floor that we could step on. It looked like we were walking through a pond.
We found out that Planet 13 has invested $55 million in the state of Florida
Yes.
for November because they believe that November the elections are going to change and they're going to be one of the largest dispensaries in the state in terms of overall size. And if that's the case and we go recreational in November, it's going to change the entire getup of all of this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Heather sent this on the 11th. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. Our Lord has filled this world with wonders beyond our wildest imaginations. I stand here in blessed awe transversing this adventurous life. I am thankful for the journey we are on, apart yet united together, filling our spirits with joy and love. Happy birthday month. Keep exploring, Heather. Damn, I'm almost crying over here over that. That was really beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, Heather's very good with her words, assuming that's the same Heather that I think it is.
Okay, what is this one? Chris and Peaches. Ooh, North Carolina. Love that. This is another wedding invitation. And their photo, babe, is them flexing together.
I love that.
Right? That's awesome. Oh, their birthday. Their wedding's the 21st.
Of this month?
Yeah.
Well,
of October.
Of October. And that's not the Alaska one, right?
No,
Where's
this
that one
one, North Carolina. We have one in October on the 20th in Texas.
Oh, well, we also have a huge thing going that weekend.
We do. Oh, yeah, that's right. We do. Are we going to do the... Oh, wait, never mind. We'll do that later.
Yeah, that's part of the housekeeping.
Yeah. That's so awesome. I love that you guys invite us to weddings. Even if we can't make it, I'm going to create a little scrapbook. Yeah. I'm going to put all of the wedding invitations and all the little postcards that we receive in there. All the letters. All right, so it says, hello, Chris and Peaches. First, a big thank you. I love y'all's content. I came across one of y'all's videos a couple of months after episode 11 aired. And I've been following y'all's TikToks, podcasts on Apple Music, and the YouTube channel ever since.
Love that.
I even just recently subscribed to the website. I watch it so much I can tell when someone I'm around comes across y'all's TikToks just by a few seconds of the voices.
Wild.
That is crazy.
That reminds me that we need to get our newsletter shit figured out.
We do.
There is a way for you guys to subscribe. We will be doing newsletters. It's something that is in the works. They will be like a once a month thing. We're not going to spam you guys with shit. We'll do emails when we're getting ready to do a drop so that you don't miss it. And then we're going to do a monthly newsletter. And that'll be the extent of our emails if we send them out. So, and I'm pretty sure that I've already turned that function on the website. And if so, you can go to tobebetter.com. Let's see. It'd help if I could spell, right?
I think that would definitely be a bonus.
It would be.
Do I not have my lens cleaner in here? Oh my gosh. Fucking scrub. Wow.
All right, tobebetter.co. Apparently tobebetter.com is not working right now.
I'm absolutely disgusted with myself.
You should be able to hit login and subscribe to our thing. Create an account. I don't know. If not, it'll be up by tomorrow. It's just one more thing that I'm fucking working on right now. Make a note. Why did the tobebetter.com not work? All right, what do we got in the package over there?
Oh, well, there's still more to read.
Oh, have at it.
Okay. When my husband and I began dating, I'm going to be honest, I had some toxic tendencies. When I came across a snippet of episode 11, something clicked in me, and I knew I needed to listen to as much as I could, and it became a regular thing for me to listen to the podcast on my half-hour drive to and from work. Peaches is the kind of wife I aspire to be. I want to be submissive to my husband, and we're taking steps towards doing that. My husband is a great, loving, and caring man, and I want to fix my toxic and bad traits and become the best version of myself, not only for me, but for my husband as well. I have learned from the words that both of y'all have said that I have had bad communication skills, and that I was loving him in my love language and not his. We have implemented the check-ins and do so every day or every other day, which has really helped with my communication. My husband and I took the love language quiz shortly after I heard the episode where it was mentioned, and after adjusting how I showed love for him to match his love language, I feel it has helped our marriage. Sorry for the long note. When I heard episode 34 just 2 days ago, I knew I needed to send an invite. We were married April 22nd, 2023, so definitely still new to this. It was a small ceremony at the Cumberland County Detention Center. Just a couple of my family members came because his family lives in Pennsylvania and mine are here in North Carolina. So I thought, and we both agreed a reception would be a good way for both of our families to celebrate with us. Please accept our invitation and thank you. Lots of love. It says Clay and Leslie Keller. You can say our names if you like. P.S. I think y'all might like this. Our first date was at the gym, and we have been going together ever since. Not doing separate things, but doing the same workouts with a mix of free weights and machines.
That's what we do. That is what we do when we train together.
Yeah.
We don't like just go and separate. Well, I mean, we train at the house. We have our own gym, but
right. We have the same circuit.
Yeah, we work out together.
Yeah.
There's a strength in that.
I love working out with you. It It holds me to a certain sense of accountability.
Yeah.
I don't go as hard when I'm by myself because there's no one there to impress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to show up when you're in there with me.
That's funny.
I can't look weak in front of my man. Box.
All right. We have 2 packages, then we'll get into some housekeeping, and then we'll get into some other things.
Oh, that's just crumpled paper.
Filler.
Oh. There's
To
multiple
make sure things that are safe.
multiple things in here. Who is this from?
It didn't say.
Oh, this box smells amazing. Are these candles? Bitch. Oh, it's scrubs.
Is that more from Brittany?
Oh, it is. I think it is. So it's his Beard Head Body Salt Scrub. Oh, I'm so fucking stoked right now. It is. It's more soaps.
Okay.
Bumble Peach.
That's funny.
It's castor oil, vitamin E oil, olive oil, coconut oil, peach gardenia, peach blossom fragrance, charcoal, sodium hydroxide, and distilled water. I am super excited about this.
Yeah, she said that she was going to send us more stuff because she didn't realize how sensitive my nose was.
I love how this smells. This might be the one I go and partner with her with.
Yeah.
Go and partner with her with. Yeah. I really like that. I like how it looks too.
Yeah. She did say that she would wholesale for us.
I remember her saying that, yeah.
So are you saying definitively now that there will be a to be better soap?
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to have a To Be Better soap, guys.
I'll add that to the list.
I think I'm going to want to fly out to her
Yeah.
and just spend a weekend going over scents and looks and colors and all of that.
It's doable.
Yeah. Like if we're going to do this, we should do it. This one is sultry. I like how that looks. It looks like a mountain range.
Yeah. Is that manly? Looks like a mountain for men.
I like this. So it's 100% coconut oil, rose water, vanilla, saffron, hemp, camilla to give a cashmere scent, super bubbly and hard bar, great for all over the body, face included, volcanic ash for color. We got this one, Fisher of Men. Lard, coconut oil, fragrance oil blend made from oak barrel essence, whiskey barrel essence, spiced rum barrel, chia seeds, coconut milk, sodium hydroxide, and distilled water.
She should call that Peter instead
Peter?
of Fisher of Men.
Yeah, I like that.
Because that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Peter. I think you're going to like the scent of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because I'm out of Dr. Squatch soap. Was one more thing that I had to order. Guys, if this is the first time you've watched any of our live streams and you're new to the YouTube channel, please give us a subscribe. We're trying to get our numbers to start going back up. As of right now, they are slow crawling.
They are, but we've also been on vacation for
I know,
a week.
but it doesn't mean that I haven't continued checking the metrics.
Yeah, obsessing over it.
Yeah, bad. Yep. What is that?
This is cashmere. It's a bath and body oil.
Okay.
With castor, vitamin E, olive oil, and lavender. I'm actually pretty stoked about this. She sent us that fireside or like the campfire body massage oil. I've been putting it in my bath. And I'm actually pretty stoked about this. Oh, that smells so good. We might have a body oil too.
Yeah. It'll be a peaches line. That's something that
Yeah.
I've made the note. I think we need to talk about all of our things today.
Okay.
Now that we're back from vacation and I have the ability to actually work, we need to sit down and discuss this. Is that everything that's in the box?
Yes, that's everything in that box.
Okay, Zach, are you in the chat? Because you sent me a birthday gift, and I don't know if this is okay to open on the podcast or does anyone know if he's in? Maybe I should just text him. I'll text him. You can talk about what you're doing. Let's start with the bath and body line.
Okay, so I am going to be doing a bath and body line. We have somebody who is going to sell to us wholesale, and we are going to have as of right now, I would like to do a soap line, maybe 1 or 2 of those, 2 different soaps. I want to do the body oil, and I would also love to do a salt scrub. Her salt scrubs are really nice. Not sure what I'm going to name the line yet. Probably just... Oh no, now I'm really running with it, and I can't make up something on the spot because it's going to sound stupid. It's going to be something Peaches related. I am also working on a self-help journal that is in the works. It is not going to be a prompt a day. This is going to be more of a introspective deep dive of why you do what you do and how to start enjoying the little things in life, the things that get overlooked. You were turning on the brights on your fucking car last night, and I was having the best time of my life. Like, so I am very excited about that. It is going to be under $50.
There will be handwritten yes. information inside of it.
There's going to be handwritten anecdotes in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that you worked on a little bit while we were in Vegas.
Yes.
We are working on creating. We have a lot. There's a lot going right now. So we want to do that. We want to move into the Bath and Body line for you. It's something that we have a lot of work to do still.
Right.
We are hoping to have To Be Better coffee.
Yes.
By Halloween. I've already got the logo done. I submitted it to Jeff to get a final
rendering.
Right. I have to be on a phone call with a coach. The coffee company that we are using is somebody that does all of their coffee shipped the day that it roasts. So it's not sitting on shelves. It's very fresh. They have a very large line of coffee, and it's basically their coffee, but it's going to have our brand on it. Mm-hmm. So it is the To Be Better coffee. It's going to be the ones that we like that we're going to put on the website, and we're going to do both whole bean and ground. Mm-hmm. Food is approaching.
Okay. While you do that, somebody asked, will the journal be gender specific? It will not be. This journal, this self-help journal is going to be, my goal is to help you discover who you are as a human being. My goal is to have you recognize what it means to be a soul. It's going to be some deep shit. All right, TikTok, I am going to go ahead and end this. If you would like to head over to the YouTube channel, it is the number 2 Be Better on YouTube. I will see you guys there. I ended that because I wanted to smoke on camera. I'm fucking ridiculous. Is it just me or am I blurry? Is it my eyes? I think it's me. Oh shit, here from TikTok. Welcome. Someone said that my journal sounds more useful than therapy. Yep. That's crazy.
They did not send your fucking soda. They only sent one of the two. Do you not have your drink with you?
No.
We're gonna have to split it.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do you want to get a fridge today?
Yeah, that's on my list of all the other shit I have to do. That is actually on my list.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, it keeps focusing on the mic.
That's because the mic is in front of your face. It's too close to you.
Okay, so is that better? I'm gonna eat, guys. We haven't eaten yet today, and it's almost lunchtime. I also didn't have dinner last night.
There's a bottle of booze in this thing. I can feel it.
Oh my god, is this something you've been wanting?
I don't know.
What is it?
Nika whiskey from the barrel. It's a Japanese whiskey.
Zach, you're fucking awesome.
Yep. That's a unique bottle.
That's dope. I like how
can't-
simple it looks.
Yeah, I do too. I can't tell any of the proof. 51.4%. So it makes it 102. Just a little over 100 proof. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that later. All right. So AJ, if you want to send over super chats, let's read that before we get into housekeeping now that I've opened the box. That was a birthday gift from Zach to me. Zach,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I love it when people buy me whiskey. I don't know who this is.
I love that we have the people in our life that we do.
Yeah, me too. It's dope. Let's see. Did he send the supers? Nope, not yet. Are there any supers to read? They are in the Discord channel. Okay, let me open the different window then. So much going on. All right. So, narrator of the night sent us a super chat for $2. It said, I hope you guys had a good time on your trip. And
Thank
then
you.
the Gobo asked, can you repeat where you got your choker from?
Eros Moon, EROS Moon. Was that on Etsy?
No, erosmoon.com. Vicky said, I broke up with my boyfriend in June. Since then, he has put a lot of work to address his traumas. Do you believe that people can change? Advice to try again.
Yes, I do believe that people can change. I also believe that people can put on a farce for a very long time. So I am somebody who needs long-term change to believe that that's what's going on. Yes, I do believe people can change.
I'm going to elaborate a lot on this.
Okay.
So this is going to be a long one. First and foremost, trauma will make people react instead of respond to situations. So you're going to get a very, feral's not the right word, but a very like
Feral.
response.
Primitive reaction.
Right, a primitive reaction. Primitive is what I was looking for. So you're going to get them on a very base level, and you're going to get the emotional abuse reflected through as such. If that's what this trauma was, obviously, abuse is abuse. But
Right.
as for people being able to change, if people didn't change, there would be no good relationships in life, because who you are in your teens and 20s isn't who you are in your 30s and 40s. And I have been very transparent in all of this, that I was a piece of shit for a long time in my life. I cheated. I fucking lied. I was a scumbag. And it took me finding my catalyst to want to evolve and to be a better person. And when people have a reason to change and evolve and they find what their catalyst is, they will do the things necessary to live a better life. Does that mean that there's not going to be trials and tribulations and shortcomings and things that are going to fall apart and like really test things? Yeah, that's going to fucking happen. But it doesn't mean that it's not worth trying again. Now, does that mean that just because somebody's telling you that they've done the work and they're going to be better, that they did? I mean, we don't know that.
Right.
But if they're doing the work and they're doing the dirty work and working on themselves, and you want to be with this person, especially if it's his boyfriend, not husband, but we're not disposable. Mm-mm. People shouldn't be disposable. I don't know what happened in your relationship, but if you believe this person is capable of change, or you believe that you are madly in love with this person and that they're your person, you guys need to work together to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Mystic said, Peaches, you are my absolute idol. I seriously aspire to be even half as good of a wife as you are. You two inspire my fiance and I.
So that's twice today that somebody has said that they aspire to be the wife that I am, and I think I really needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Ethan said, Chris's thoughts on cannabis use with employees. So I have my medical card. Peaches is an avid smoker. I don't use my medical card. Since we've known each other, you've never seen me partake in cannabis.
No,
I have it for like extreme pain, and that's it. It depends on what you're doing. Are your employees like, are they fixing cars and they're not dealing with the public?
Right.
Like,
are they stocking shelves?
Right. Are they tattooing? Are they software engineers? Like, I think that the type of work matters. If I had to go get brain surgery, I don't want my fucking doctor smoking a fatty before doing my brain surgery.
Yeah.
But if they're doing something that doesn't involve the public and it's just a normal trade job like welding, have at it.
Right.
It calms you down. It slows you down. Like, there could be benefits to that. So I think that depends on the job. I also I believe that cannabis is medicine. I don't look at it as just a drug. Now, do people abuse it as a drug? Absolutely they do. But that's different. So, and not what you asked. Kim said, just want to say that I started therapy, only been twice, and you guys have done way more for me than therapy. You guys are amazing. Also, just wanted to say, from your very first podcast till now, you guys have grown so much. Kim, thank you for that. I struggle with this.
Me too.
I every time we get a dip in numbers, I'm like, oh God, what's happening? Like,
Oh yeah, I think we're losing everything.
did we hit the ceiling? Is this just no longer a viable thing? Like, do we have to change our content? Like, there's a whole lot of fear that comes into all of that. I also know that there has been times where I have gotten very opinionated or aggressive, and I'm not apologetic for it. And people don't always like that. Some people really like it when I get aggressive and I'm very matter of fact.
Yeah.
But some people say that it's too much. So like we're still trying to find our balance and everything.
Well, I think there already is a balance.
Yeah.
Because you're not that person all the time.
Right.
And in those moments where you are, I think it's valid.
Yeah.
There are moments where I get fucking heated and I'm frustrated and I'm mad. And like you said, people get a kick out of that shit because that's not who we are as people.
Right.
So I think seeing us in those moments of extreme frustration, it's human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Jenny said, I'm so glad you guys took that downtime. I'm glad you enjoyed your trip. Happy to have you guys back. And then Mystic Montana sent us a peach. All right, so now that we're caught up on Super Chats, let's do a little bit of house cleaning. Then I got a tirade I want to get into, and then we're going to get into some emails. So I know that you just took a bite and you're going to take a drink, so I'll skip that.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. Don't take another bite because this is going to be a quick
not.
one. Okay. For you guys who are in Discord and Patreon, you know that we were vlogging quite a bit, especially me. I was trying to vlog every single day.
Me too. I just fell off. I was so fucking tired.
Before we left. And I am contemplating right now, and I have to have a couple of discussions with AJ and a few other people about the future of the YouTube channel and what I want to do, but I'm heavily considering moving my personal vlogs away from Patreon and putting them onto YouTube because there's a lot of business talk on there, and I think that it would be beneficial to young entrepreneurs and up-and-coming wannabe business owners that they could benefit from those. So that's something that I'm weighing. So if you guys are part of Patreon and you're paying just for my vlogs, which I highly doubt that's the case, just know that we will be moving at least some of those to YouTube.
I've been thinking about that with my vlogs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, and it doesn't mean that all of them are going to go there. We will still
Right.
do Patreon exclusive vlogs. Speaking of Patreon, can you get into your segment?
Okay. So I am going to be doing a women's segment, and it's going to be Patreon exclusive. There will be snippets posted to YouTube. There will be reels or shorts posted to YouTube. I will be posting segments to TikTok, but the full length segment will be posted to Patreon. It is going to be women only on this segment, and it's going to be whatever the fuck I want to talk about. It's going to be, my goal is to bring a very feminine energy to this. I want the set to look feminine. We got throne chairs. I'm super stoked about, we got the white ones, right? Or was it the ice blue?
The ice blue.
We got
is
the
what you
ice
told me
blue.
to order.
Okay.
Fuck. Now I don't know. I think we did order the white ones. I think
Right.
you went back to the white ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did what you told me to do.
I'm almost certain it was the white ones.
Okay.
Because I was worried about the blue clashing.
Right.
So they're white and gold throne chairs. And yeah, I want the look of it to be very soft and relaxing. And when people put it up on their TV while they're cleaning or whatever, I want it to look like they look at it and their anxiety dissipates a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? If there's going to be mom talk, relationship talk, sister talk, how to handle raising kids, how to be a better wife, girlfriend, dating.
Stupid friend shit.
Stupid friend shit, yeah. My friend Jackie doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be on that segment.
Yeah. And so the goal is to get everyone to actually physically be here in studio.
Yes.
I'm going to kind of jump in here a little bit. We have, if you are in the state of Florida and you have something that you think you can offer to the woman segment, you are a woman creator, you're an author, whatever it is that you do, and you're a female in that field, send an email to peaches@tobebetter.com. That is only for
The
interviews.
women's segment.
Right, for the women's segment. If you send anything else to that address,
I will delete it.
yeah, it's not going to get read. This is just so that she can filter out the people that she wants to have on without having 30 hands in the pot, so to speak. So definitely, guys, check that out. If you are not a member of Patreon, I know that like some people have come and gone.
Yeah.
We had a lot of deletions this last like 30 days because we haven't been active because of the vacation.
Oh yeah, a lot ramping up into the vacation.
Right.
So
In the studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last 60 days has been kind of slow. We've been doing vlogs, but we haven't been doing live emails and things like that. We have been doing live streams in there. That is going to be a staple of Patreon. It's something that should release on a weekly or bi-weekly basis.
I want it to be weekly.
Well, it's going to depend on getting people in studio.
Even if I can't get people in studio, I can sit down by myself
Okay, that works.
and do whatever topic I want to talk about.
That absolutely works. So we have to figure the recording times for that.
Okay.
We are going to start doing interviews with people in studio. We are going to do half and half. Half of it will be on YouTube, and then we will go off YouTube and do more for Patreon so that we get exclusive content for Patreon with interviews as well. Things that we can discuss that would be YouTube not friendly, I think is going to be a big part of Patreon. So moving into the studio thing, we are still working on the studio. I'm waiting on the walls to come in today or tomorrow. I'm waiting on him to do that. We got our pickup truck back today. We have a lot happening in studio. In the event that you think that you want to be on the podcast and it's for interview purposes, we set up a separate email address, interviews. I don't remember. I think it's interviews.
I don't have that on my phone.
I have to look. I think it's interview@tobebetter.com. Stand by, because I don't know.
While you're doing that, thy Gobo, who actually came over from TikTok, sent $2, thank you, and asked, what are the art styles you both love? Are you asking because you want to like make fan art of us? If so, I've always wanted a Renaissance painting of us.
That's funny.
It doesn't even have to be like a super detailed one, like a true Renaissance-esque.
Oh, I didn't create that email. I stopped.
But if it could be like great value Renaissance painting of us, and I'd be satisfied.
That's funny. All right, so that's irrelevant. You guys can send it to aj@tobebetter.com for right now. The interview address for some reason is not set up, and I have to finish that. So that I guess we can come back to that another time. Moving on, we want to have actual people on the podcast. So if you're in the state of Florida and you want to do this, aj@tobebetter.com is handling all of that right now. Zach just messaged me and said it is interview@tobebetter.com. So maybe I did set it up.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see it when I logged into Google right now. I'll have to check when we're done. Make a note for that too. All right. So moving on, the hoodie, t-shirt, blanket thing that Peaches is wearing in the bottom right corner of your screen is still on pre-order. That will go away on the 1st. If we do not have 50 pre-orders, I will be buying 50 of them, and there will be some leftovers on the website. I think we're at like 30 pre-orders right now.
For the blanket hoodies?
For the blanket hoodies.
Oh, that's dope.
But they are a limited one-time run. Once those are done, we will not be doing them again. So they are not cheap, which is why we won't be doing them again. And it's also why we pre-sold them, because they're quality. They're like velour type material with fleece inside. Like they're very nice. And they have pockets. Speaking of ordering things, we have a t-shirt drop that is happening on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are releasing the accountability t-shirts for a second time. We're doing them in pink and in yellow for the colored font. They're still on black t-shirts. We are doing the Burn the Fucking Ships t-shirts. We are doing 2 different hoodies, both of those shirts and hoodies. And we have new stickers coming, I think. We also have, you dropped something.
It's a chip.
Okay. We also have something for 50 random people that are going to be ordering shirts on that Sunday night that will be getting a mystery t-shirt that we made. We have 10 of each size, small through 2X, and we will be randomly sending those out within the first 2 days of ordering.
I'm pretty stoked about that.
I think that covers the drop. Is there anything else on the drop that I'm missing? We still have a couple journals left. We still have some tattoo shirts left. We definitely still have his and her shirts left, and a shit ton of stickers, which may end up becoming a giveaway item because those did not move like I thought they would, and I ordered like 10,000 of them. So, or 1,000. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of fucking stickers in our house right now. Fake accounts.
Yep.
Oh my fucking God, are there fake accounts on TikTok?
They're scam accounts.
Yeah, and they're asking people for money.
And they're getting money.
It's not us.
It is not us.
The only way we will ever ask you for money is going to be through Patreon, a super chat, or if you would like to donate on our website.
Right. We will never private DM anybody.
Right.
We will never leave comments on any video asking live reads for $20. That's not us.
Right. We do charge for live reads when we do them, but those are through the website, tobebetter.co. Like, it's not something that is just done. Right. And it's not something that we're going to advertise through a messenger app or on TikTok. It's through our website only. And there's forms that have to be filled out. So
yes. We do not have any accounts with any variation of our names on it.
No.
To Be Better Podcast and To Be Better Peaches are the only accounts that we use.
Right.
Any added numbers, any added letters, any periods, dashes, underlines are all fake accounts.
Yep. They're scammers. And then lastly, I want to go back to the Patreon thing a little bit. I know that when we first started this, we were doing Patreon live, Patreon email reads as like an expedited thing. And we got so backed up with emails and we were rejecting so many emails because people weren't following instructions that we stopped doing it. Yep. That's coming back. We're going to start doing Patreon emails. They will not be rushed, but if they're quality content emails, they will get prioritized as a Patreon video so that as we get, 3 or 4 emails that we can read, we'll either do it on our Patreon live streams. We'll read them that way, which would also allow you to possibly be in a Discord chat so that we can have you in the chat while we're reading your email. There is going to be a whole lot of Patreon things coming. So for you guys who are currently in Patreon, thank you for being there. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Yes.
If you have thought about joining Patreon, now is the time to do that because there is a shit ton of content on there already, but we are moving into a lot of other things. With all of that being said, we're actually getting patrons right now as my phone's going nuts.
Oh shit, look at that.
Do you have anything that you want to get into with housekeeping before we move on?
You touched on we are going to be doing Patreon lives.
Yep.
Okay.
We have to figure a new time slot for that. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be Sunday nights after our live stream. I think that we'll do our Sunday night hot topics and then afterwards go live on Patreon for the exclusive stuff. We'll figure that out as we get closer to it. I think that's everything that I needed to really get on. We got if you have orders that are waiting to be shipped, I shipped everything this morning.
You did.
They're all done. I think that everything is kind of going where it needs to go right now. We're moving. I think that the studio will be completely set up by the end of the month. We have to order more furniture and chairs and all of that shit. But like once that's done, we're going to start really moving to do other things. Yeah. AJ just messaged and said something. Let's see what he said.
Oh, do you want to talk about what's happening in October?
Sure, we can get into that. And then we'll read super chats and then we'll get into my rant and then emails.
Okay.
I almost grabbed this to drink it, because I'm thirsty. But I'm going to stuff my face while you talk about what's happening in October.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Does this look okay with the shoes? Like, is it bad?
No, it's not bad. You look like you should be working in a hospital or something with those shoes on, though.
I love these shoes. I like the way they make my calves look.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so... I was going to make a joke, and I was like, no, they'll fucking run with it. Stop. In October, we are having a massive weekend. We have, 4 or 5 people? 5 people now? 4. We have 4 people
Hang on.
What?
Sorry about that. Hit the mute button.
So there are 4 people from our Discord coming to the studio in October. And I don't know if they know it yet or not, but I would like to have all of you guys on the women's segment. And I know some of you are in the chat right now, so how would we feel about that? I'm pretty stoked. It started with, I'm not going to say who they are yet. You guys are going to be surprised. But it started with one person saying they were coming, and then it just snowballed. And now 4 women who I've never met, besides communicating in the Discord, are now going to be in the studio, and I'm pretty fucking stoked. What? Oh.
I'm a slob.
I didn't know, but I'm ready. Ready, Freddy. I'm glad. I love it and hate it. You don't have to. You guys don't have to be on the women's segment. I would love for you to be.
It would be one of those things, too, that for any of you who don't want to be on camera, we can just do microphone only and just have you off camera to talk. But
yeah,
because a lot of what we do is video work, it would be worth it to have the camera set up for us. I think that, so we have a conference table that I'm super fucking stoked about. Jordan, it just finished it. We have to pick it up today. I'm going to try to set up 6 microphones on that table so that if we do our war council meetings for the businesses and I want to record them, I can. I don't know. We have so much shit to do. I really need to hire an assistant. And I really fucking don't want to hire an assistant. And even though, like, even if I hired a remote assistant, it would help, but I need somebody physically here.
right.
But speaking of Jordan, I just got an image sent. That's probably him showing me the truck all loaded up. We have a Nissan Titan. Why did he? I don't know why he just sent me that. Anyways, we I don't remember what I was talking about. He sidetracked me.
Truck.
Oh, we have a To Be Better truck. I have a Nissan Titan that I wrapped. So if you ever see a To Be Better pickup truck driving down the road with a full vinyl and digicam on it, make sure to honk and wave at us.
Because it's us.
Because it's us. Yep. All right. I'm going to take one more bite, and then we're going to get into my rant. All right. So we've talked a lot about escapisms. AJ said super chats again. I'll read the super chats, AJ, after we get through this little rant.
I'm coming over there for the drink.
Let me see how many people are in here. Still 600 people, 500 something. All right. So we have. What are you doing?
Taking your drink and giving it back to you because you're still eating.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we have. Let's do this. Oh, no, it's not working.
Oh, no.
Is that camera on?
Yes.
Odd. Is it recording?
No. Would you like me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Hang on. Let's see if that fixed it. Nope. You turn it off, turn it back on.
You think it's the cord?
It could be. Could be a lot of things. Bear with us, guys. Technical difficulties. Is it on? There we go. All right. No, just let it sit. So we've talked a lot about escapisms, and we have covered them in terms of video games. We've talked about them in terms of alcohol, and I had a very long desert
think.
experience while Peaches was out taking pictures in Vegas, and I wrote some shit down, and it's long, and I would like to read it to you guys. So, men, this is directed mainly to you, but women, this is going to benefit you as well. So, you guys, this is just going to be a rant. Bear with me. I am reading it. It's going to be kind of awkward for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, I talk about escapisms a lot. Video games are usually the target of my rants. However, we have also targeted drinking, staying out, emotional cheating, and a few other things. I think, however, it is time to break down the causes. It's no secret that I believe that a man should provide for his family, and I'll take it a step further and say that a man should not breed or marry until he is capable of doing so. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with that, and that's fine. You can do that. And I know that some men are going to disagree. But almost all of you men who do disagree, given the opportunity to support your family, you would want to do that.
My apologies. I'm responding to comments on TikTok.
I know that I know that deep down all of us want to be that man. Allowing your wife and your children to be a functioning family in the home is something that most men see as a good life. So where your wife can be a full-time mother raising your children in a way that you see fit, instead of sticking them in daycares and government-run indoctrination centers, excuse me, I know they call that public school systems now, but let's be honest, it's what they are. You know, you want to be that man. You want to be able to be the husband and father that your family is proud of. And if you're not, and I am wrong, then I think it's safe to say that you shouldn't have a family. Now let's talk about the workload that comes into all of this and the reason for this message. We grind, we work to provide the things that we want, to be able to give our families everything that they need while still trying to maintain all of the other responsibilities in life. And sometimes we just want to fucking break. You get off of work after a long day, you're exhausted, and all you want to do is shower, find your favorite chair, position yourself in a way that you know is going to be most comfortable to you, and simply breathe, relax, and decompress. I believe that this is where the escapism comes into play. You have responsibilities to your job, your company, business, employees, children's wives, schooling, bills, debt, and other family members. Maintenance, chores, all while being told that you need to do more. Plan vacations, weekends away, family outings, kids' sports, and it seems like no matter what, it never ends. You're always needed for something, and on top of all of that, you have to balance time with your wife to not ruin your relationship or marriage. And a lot of the time, this means doing what they want to do, regardless of what you want to do, because they have emotional needs that are very different from ours. We have preached self-care for women during this entire podcast. It's time that we do the same thing for men. Sometimes that means taking a full day and laying on the couch watching sports or playing video games all day and ignoring the honey-do list. This isn't escapism. This is taking a zero. That is a term that comes from hiking. People who have hiked the Appalachian Trail, when they have a zero hiking day, when they don't make any miles, they call it taking a zero. And I was kind of like obsessed with that community for a while, so I use that term in my day-to-day life. It's okay to take a zero. Sometimes we need that. Even God said after 6 days of creation, okay, it's time to recharge my batteries. He set the example. You need that seventh day. You need your Sabbath. You should be taking a day of downtime. I know that people get worked up over their partner being consumed with escapism, the escapism of their choice. More and more of their free time goes to the small things that bring them enjoyment. I believe that's because we aren't truly getting a break. When escapism becomes a problem and arguments start around the hobby, the things that we enjoy, we tend to get less enjoyment out of it. Unless you're doing it away from the person that's complaining, and at that point, you're not really resetting. You're sneaking in like your hobby in your downtime because there's a guilt in trying to do it when people are around you. So when was the last time that you truly took a down day and just did whatever you wanted to do? When was the last time you knew exactly what you wanted to do and didn't feel so run down that the idea of doing it just didn't seem worth doing, so you skipped it? We both know that I do that. I've done that a lot. It's one of those things that like I get so run down that the idea of going and taking pictures or doing the things that I truly enjoy doing,
It's a lot.
I need more of a recharge time. So like I would rather just stay home and like put my phone away and sit in silence than to go do all those things. Do you see the pattern here? We all need a routine. We need to know that when our batteries are low and how to recharge them, that we do so. I hope that this gives men and women something to think about. I know people will say, what about me? When do I get a chance to relax and decompress? That's a great question and valid, but does that not negate the fact that your person needs it too? When did you lose your compassion? When did you stop loving the way that you used to? When did you stop seeing all of their efforts and only focus on the negative? And how has that served you since? And I'm curious, are you truly happy? Because I'm guessing not. So let me ask you this. How fucking empty do you feel? Is it any wonder why someone who brings a level of excitement into your life makes you want to latch onto them? This feeling of disparity, the loneliness, the feeling of not enough unless I'm carrying the load of, the feeling of not being enough unless I am currently carrying the load of the world on my shoulders is what drives us, a lot of us anyways, to start looking for happiness in others, simply because we have accepted this life and have done nothing to correct it, or simply believe that it can be corrected, It can. When you become obsessed with porn, if you start talking to that new girl at work, or you start yearning after other women, you are unknowingly training your brain to despise your partner. You start only seeing their flaws, only hearing their criticisms, and you no longer see them the way that you did when you started courting. You are losing. You are losing your marriage, and you are losing at life. Now, I'm assuming that all of you want to break the cycle. You want to be able to fulfill the needs placed on you by your family and life, and the only way to do that is to accomplish set boundaries. You can go 100% for a while. Hell, you can go at 110% for a bit, but eventually you'll crash and you need to recover. Going 100% all the time will eventually tax other areas of your life, and you will fail those other aspects. You'll let people down because in order to be 100% at something, you have to sacrifice somewhere else. Now, I'm not talking about balance. Balance is bullshit. Balance gives you an excuse to take it easy when you need to be pushing. I'm talking about boundaries. Do not give more of yourself to things that do not properly serve you or your goals, and especially your family. Not everything in your life needs you at 100%. Not everything even fucking deserves your 100%. Sometimes it's okay to put shit off. Have you ever had a fight with your person? Okay, that was the end of that. I'm like trying to get through this because I feel weird reading my thought processes.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to think about that for a minute, because we are very quick to go give it everything. It's all or nothing. That's always been my mindset. But my all or nothing mindset are to the things that are going to serve me in advancement, not things like buying clothes or keeping up with the Kardashians. Like, I don't give a shit about any of the things that's not going to advance our life and like make my marriage better and be a better father. Like, those are the things that I'm giving 100% to. I'll give 100% to my businesses sometimes. And when I can't do it or I don't feel the need, I'm going to hire somebody to do the things that they can give 100% to their job, because I have other things that I need to be giving my attention to. So you guys need to, I'm going to post this in the Discord channel so that you guys can reread it if you would like to take it in. Maybe I'll put it in our first newsletter. So moving on, have you ever had a fight with your person and it be worth it? Did it result in a resolution or more conflict and resentment? Before I move on, this is all going to tie into escapism at the end, I promise. How often do we simply fight because we want to be right? How does that serve you, and were you right? Did you win that argument? Because even if you won, you still fucking lost, and so did they. You don't win arguments with people that you love. You're either able to resolve things or you end up hurting each other. You train each other not to come to the table when things are going on. Shit gets bottled up, little things become mountains, and you now have to figure out how to climb that mountain while carrying a heavier load, because the weight of conflict just doesn't go away. You're carrying your own regrets. Your shortcomings will always be staring at you when you look in the mirror. The should've, could've, the I wish I had handled that better will haunt you for a lifetime. So again, did you win that argument? Did they? No one ever wins in war. Diplomatic resolution should always be the way, and allowing cooler heads to prevail. So often, people live in I need to be right mindset. Conversations become major arguments when you feel like you can't win. The argument will be turned around on you, or a simple conversation will become the blame game and you internalize your issues. Things do not get resolved or fixed as men like to believe, because as fixers, that's what we want to do. When we do not see a way to improve the situation, we become helpless, exhausted with trying, and eventually simply quit. This is where the escapism begins. The problem isn't the escapism, it's the cause of the escapism. It's the lack of being able to communicate with each other. The behavior is actually taught, right? So this is something that you guys teach us. Your partner teaches you the lack of being able to communicate with them. If you try to have a conversation with them and things don't go the way that you expect them to go, or you feel like your emotional needs aren't being met, or you're somehow being invalidated, or you feel like they're just not fucking listening to you when you talk, you are teaching them, or they are teaching you how to respond in your behavioral traits. This is not just from past relationships and parents, but it's also the person you're currently with through lived experience and repeated failures. This was a really heavy thing for me to write. Let's go back to both screens. This is a heavy thing for me to write, and it took me all day. It's not. It doesn't sound like a lot. It looks like a lot on the phone. It's multiple paragraphs. It's 3 pages, but it was a lot of writing, pausing, reflecting, rewording, writing, reflecting, pausing, rewording. Like, there was a lot of that, and you and I had a little bit back and forth about it. I sent it to you, AJ and Jordan, to have it read. Are you okay? We are always talking about the escapism thing. And I really think that the escapism is not really the issue. It's the lack of communication between two people and the lack of mental fortitude to press through and just accepting when things are going the way that they are because you don't believe there will be a change. So, I really want to get this put into a newsletter. So when I get that, I'm going to post it to the website. So you guys just over the weekend, or when you buy the t-shirts this weekend on the t-shirt drop, look for a newsletter sign up, because that's coming. Somebody said internalization is a habit that can cause many issues. I'm genuinely still learning how to not allow my emotions to take any control where they aren't needed. That's true. So I'm going to be a little bit honest, a little bit vulnerable right now, and say that writing is partially because of my lived experience. I have so much emotional damage. I have a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse in my life, and a lot of excuses, right? Because I did a whole lot of things and acted a certain way and allowed a lot of behavioral traits to dictate my behavior, my lived experiences, and not willing to do the work. And I still fall back on that sometimes. And it affects my world, not just my mental health. It affects you. It affects the kids sometimes. Like my childhood sometimes affects the children. I have to catch it in the moment and reel it back in. Like, there's a lot of growth that still has to happen in us. And there's still hard conversations that happen between you and I. I have to sometimes remind myself that you are not my past and my lived experiences. And those conversations are a lot harder to have when you've lived to just accept that this is the way things are going to be. And we have prided ourselves this entire time in that not being the case. And sometimes that's still the fucking case. So that escapism letter was not just for everyone else, but it was also for Peaches. I struggle to communicate sometimes.
I know. I'm proud to be your wife.
Yeah. Did not expect this to happen. We had our Vegas experience was a lot.
It was.
There was a lot of healing that happened while we were there and a lot of reflection in our personal lives. This podcast has at times created more disruptions in our life than warranted. There has been times where we have hated what this is doing to our personal lives, and it's a catch-22, because even though there's times where we're like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore, I can't handle the mental load of it, it's becoming a problem, and we've got all these other issues, like 15 minutes later, something dope will happen, and we'll be like, I fucking love this, and it's very hot or cold.
Yeah.
But we can't do the things that we're doing with the podcast and not be introflected. Is that the right word? Introflection? I don't know. We have to look at ourselves a lot, because we'll have an email come through and we'll read the email. And then afterwards, we'll have to have a discussion about our life and how these things kind of relate to what we're going through, or, feelings of past whatever, because we do have a lot of past.
Or things that we struggle with still internally.
Right. And it creates a dialogue between the two of us as well. But we have a lot of growth to do. So even though we're on this podcast and we're trying to tell you guys how to live your lives and how to be better people, like, we're far from fucking perfect, dude. And there's still a lot of speed bumps that we hit every once in a while. And because they're not as frequent as normal people's, those speed bumps seem like a lot when we fucking hit them. And it becomes a whole ordeal. So, yep. Let's do some more super chats, and then we'll get into emails, because I think we're like an hour into this already. Yeah.
Can I have a hug?
Yeah. All right. Super chats. Where was the last one we read? All right. The Gobo. What are the art styles you both love? Oh, she already answered that one. Deanna said, any advice on pushing through when the depression just feels debilitating, dealing with a toxic breakup, grief, PTSD, and I just want to be better? Read choice theory. You have a choice, right? Everybody, you have choices in everything that happens. You will always have a decision. Even if it's a horrible fucking decision, you always have the ability to choose and decide your outcome of things.
Right, you get to pick your hard.
Right. Choose your hard. This situation where, like, you say your depression feels debilitating. You didn't say it is debilitating. It feels that way. So you know that you can still get up and go do your shit. Like, there's days that we're tired and don't want to train. It still needs to get done. There's days that we don't want to work. It still needs to get done. The world's not going to stop because you don't feel good right now. So you have to get up and get after it. Like, that's just one of those things. Highly recommend Choice Theory by William Glasser. It's a great book. You can buy it off of our list if you want, but...
Are we talking about book? I'm sorry. I'm very emotional right now, and I don't know what you're answering.
Somebody asking about advice on pushing through when the depression just feels debilitating.
Choice Theory is a good one. I'm also going to recommend The Four Agreements. The Four Agreements is a very short book, and it has changed my reality.
Okay. Next one says, from Chrissy. Chris, my husband has a TBI, anxiety, and bipolar. Put a question mark at the end of that. I don't know why. What would you suggest so that I can better understand his model changes? TBI is a whole different thing because that affects everyone differently. I can't really, there's nothing that I can do on that one. You know that person, I don't know what affects his TBI. I don't know what that does to him. I don't know if it's rage things or forgetfulness. There's a whole lot of things that happen with TBIs. Anxiety is a physiological response.
Yeah.
That's fight or flight. Essentially, that's what anxiety is. When you get yourself in a situation that you're uncomfortable with and you don't know how to deal with that, anxiety spikes. It could be past trauma, but that is a physiological response. Things that give people anxiety needs to be worked on and trained. If you're afraid of doing something and you learn how to fucking do it properly and safely, you're not afraid of it anymore.
Yeah.
So if you're agoraphobic and you don't want to leave your house, you start leaving your fucking house, even if that means standing on the porch for an hour every single day and then going, okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes. And the 30-minute mark hits, look around, okay, I got 5 more minutes in me. 5 more minutes goes, I got five more minutes. And like extend that and then go to like the sidewalk.
I have a personal anecdote for this.
Yeah.
When we climbed the lighthouse in St. Augustine and my body was shaking and I was sobbing at the top of this fucking lighthouse because my body was so terrified of the heights. We were in Vegas and I was venturing out on super high shit, very narrow ledges. Absolutely terrified, but I did it. And then there was a point where you sat in the car and I went on a hike by myself and I came across this massive fucking like cavern that went super deep and it had trees coming up out of it. And there was a rock wall with a ledge. So here's the wall and the ledge came up like this. And it met at a point that looked out over this cavern. And I went out there by myself. I mean, I'm fucking pressed up against the thing like this. And I'm like shimmying my way. But I was standing on that cliff edge, looking down like 500 feet. That was pretty dope. And I was less scared than I was at the top of the lighthouse.
Because you're doing more.
Yeah.
You're facing those fears. As for the bipolar thing, that's a severe emotional thing. And that's going to be something that he needs to work through more than you. But if you have somebody that's bipolar, you need to understand that that's their mental illness and you can't get on the roller coaster with them. It's no different than dating somebody who has borderline.
Yeah. Do we have any more?
Yep.
Oh, excuse me.
Peaches, you are what I dreamed to be. Still need to find me again. I would love a journal scheduler type book from your view with reading prompts. That's coming. That was one of the things that we just talked about.
My goal is to have it be about $30.
Yeah.
For the journal.
Yeah. I actually think that's about where our price point will be.
Yeah.
Because I've already priced them out.
Since we have everybody here, how many people are in the chat right now?
557.
All right. All 557 of you for the self-help journal, if you're interested in it. I am looking at journals that are either like a book that's bound and you open it up and it has a binding, or we can do a journal that's spiral. That's easier to flip around if you're somebody who likes to like flip open their book and put the page behind. It's not going to ruin the binding of it. So if you want the regular book, push 1 in the chat. If you want the spiral notebook with the journal, push 2.
I don't like spirals.
No?
Nope, because when I stick them in my backpack to carry them
bulky.
around, they get squished.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to continue reading supers while you...
Okay. I'm going to monitor.
All right. Oh no. Wrong window. There we go. RJ said, "Good sir and lady, it was wonderful. It's wonderful to see you both doing well after your trip. So thank you for that, RJ.
Thank you.
Manic Milkshake, that's a funny name, sent us $1 with no text. Ari said, should I write an email to approach very serious manipulation, pathological lying, etc. for my sister with BPD, or is that already content to help? That's very specific. Like very fucking specific. So I don't think that that's been covered. Excuse me, but we've done a lot of BPD stuff.
We have, yeah.
A lot. And I'm always down to do more of it. So if you want to write a detailed email about that, do it. For you guys who send emails, do not send domestic violence, child abuse, sexual abuse, or trauma dumps, because that shit's going to get rejected. We're not reading that. We need details and like details about the problems at hand, not what happened to you when you were 12 and you're fucking 40 now. That's not going to help us help you. You need a therapist for that shit. That's not us.
Before you keep reading, I want to do both because I'm seeing that lefties cannot use a spiral notebook. And I'm not about to release something that's going to help people and they can't use it because functionally they can't fucking write in it. So would you be okay with doing? All right.
My stepdad is left-handed.
Yeah.
And I heard him say a few times in my life that God only made a few good people and the rest are all right-handed. All right. Melancholy Earthling said, just wanted to hop on here and ask if you can make To Be Better posters. I would really love to have one in my room. My boyfriend and I love you both. What kind of posters? Because all of the stickers that we've created, we can make posters.
Yeah, we could.
I am involved with a print business on a level right now. And my goal long-term is to buy into that business. And in the event that I can't buy into that business within the next 5 years, I'm going to create my own. It's going to happen because I want to be in that business and I'm trying to do it with a friend right now. And if I can't, I'm gonna go my own way. It is what it is. But yes, we can do posters. We can do foam core printed photography. We can do canvas prints, metal prints. We can do all that shit. So if you guys want posters, you have to tell us what you want so that we can create it. Amanda said, thanks for being the help I needed this year. Little hand praying guy, the heart with the bandage. Your guidance is God sent. I believe that. Zach, member for 6 months. 6 months better than the 31 years before it. Love y'all. Oh shit, he's been 6 months.
Wow.
Brianna said, thank you for being so vulnerable. I relate to Peach's heightened emotions and tend to cry when I have to put my feelings to words with people I care about, especially in potential confrontation. I'm not a big crier in terms of that shit. And like, I'm also one of those people that when I start to get emotional, I have to stop speaking.
Yeah.
Because if I continue to talk, it's going to open the flood dams and all hell's going to break loose. And then I'm not going to be able to like regain my composure. It's so fucking bad. Kim said, I promise you guys are changing lives. I've told my therapist about you guys and she said she's going to check you guys out. She said, not many have accountability. And I said, thanks to Be Better. We have actually had a lot of therapists reach out to us, and we've had a lot of people that go see their therapist say that their therapist loves our content.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's validating or if that's, keep doing what you're doing, but that's the thing. Cheeky Peach, who is also in Discord now, I think. Or I just answered a super chat from them before. They're in Discord. That's a name that's familiar. Hi, guys. Not a question, but I think that Peaches should look at pictures of fuzzy bumblebee bums in flowers. It helps me when I'm feeling a lot. Big Danny says, there's not a day that goes by that I don't thank the two of you for being here and doing what you do. Oh, man, they're still coming. So many. Okay. Chaotic thoughts. I thought we were done. We're not. There's more super chats.
Okay.
Still a fan. Thank you both for what you do. Keep going. To Be Better Tribe. Skylar sent $4.99 and retracted. Sabrina said, I can't wait to watch the 2BB Nation grow in its entirety. I'm so blessed to be able to experience the growth in live form. I hope this continues for as long as you both are able. I think it will. For you guys who saw that super chat from Sabrina, she's going to be on, I believe, this Friday's R&R.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Brittany G. Nelson said, are you guys familiar with Richie the Clown Barber? How cool would it be to have him on? I don't know about Richie the Clown Barber. I know Richie Barber, the guy that makes the hustle butter for the tattoo industry, but I don't know if that's the same person. Kim said...
Hang on. Somebody who sent a super chat just sent in another message, and they said that I was speaking for a woman's only journal. I'm not producing a woman's only journal. So if that's something that you were seeking for from me, I apologize. Oh, you're chewing. All right, everybody, do the thing. I like this. I like how fat it is.
Kim said, my mom used to say that everyone is born right-handed. Only the greatest overcome it. She's a lefty. Deanna said, can you explain what trauma dumping would be in an email and how to avoid that? Watch episode 30.5.
Is it episode 30.5?
The one where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
The one where the lady left her fucking kid without a bath for 3 days to prove a point to her husband.
Yeah, I remember.
We want problems that have solutions and like not pity me emails. I don't care how shitty your fucking life is. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
That's what I want to know. And if you need help figuring out what to do about it, this is the situation between me and my husband or me and my wife. This happened. This is how I felt. This is what they said, blah, blah, blah. Am I overreacting? This is what led up to it. Not my uncle touched me when I was 8. I had a dirty gym teacher when I was 10. And then all the foul shit that happened through your teenage years. And then, you know what I mean? And we just don't need that. It's not going to solve what's going on.
We also don't need detailed SA from when you were 7.
Right. We get that shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Peaches, would you ever considering talking about your BPD experiences and how you reached that conclusion? I wonder if I have been experienced this too. Thank you both for all you do. You have talked about your borderline on Patreon.
I have, yeah.
Yep. All right. Moving away from the super chats.
Okay.
Let's get into some emails.
Okay. So I have one pulled up. It says,
I'm going to stuff my face while you read.
Okay. Does your partner's actions reflect on you? So even before getting into the email, yes. 100%. You are a representation of one another, and you two together are a representation of both of you. I am constantly aware of my actions. Even when I'm out in public. Before the podcast, you were well known in the town because of the tattoo shop. And once we got together, people started recognizing me. Oh, you're Chris's girl. I don't know who the fuck you are, and they just approached me. Oh, it's so nice to meet you. Hello, hello. Oh, okay.
You actually had that happen.
Yes, it's
at
happened.
An event with the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's happened a lot.
You've had people go, it's so crazy to see him so happy.
Yeah, complete strangers.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm always, because it's gonna get back. Anything and everything you do, no matter how long it takes for it to get back, your person's gonna find out. So if I'm out at Publix causing a fucking ruckus and breaking shit and don't tell you about it, you're gonna fucking hear about it. Somebody, come get your woman. You smirking about?
Because I would think that if you did that in the town that we live in, I would know about it before you got home.
Oh, 100%, yeah. The cops would be called, and then somebody from the department would call you.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, yeah, before you were even arraigned or arrested.
Right.
But yes, that would definitely happen.
Yeah.
But I know enough people here that I think that you'd probably still be having a meltdown, and people would be sending you text messages.
They're getting ready to call the cops. You got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain that we know people. I do know people who work at the Publix I shop at.
Yeah.
I've pierced them, yeah. You would 100% be receiving
Right.
a message.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy. All right, Chris and Peaches. There is a concept I am struggling with, and I wanted to hear your thoughts. I believe my girlfriends. We've been together for 2 years, and now she lives with me. Oh, okay. So I'm going to read that first and then continue the sentence because that didn't make sense. We've been together for 2 years, and now she lives with me. I believe my girlfriend's presentation and actions reflect on my character. I believe, if only subconsciously, people realize that I picked her and I continue to keep her. So on some level, I must condone or at least tolerate everything she does. I 100% agree with that. 100%. We were walking through Vegas and I was seeing some shit and I'm like, wow. I watched a couple get into an argument waiting in line to check in at the Cosmopolitan.
Let's do a whole Vegas dump after this email.
Okay.
Because there was a whole lot. I actually forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of mental notes about Vegas. Oh my fucking God, are people a mess in public?
People really fucking are.
Yeah, let's do that after the email. We'll
okay.
do this one email and then we'll get into all that.
Okay.
There's a lot to break down in there.
So I 100% agree with that. Here are 2 instances where this created some tension. 1, her car is beginning to look like a trash can, so I asked her to clean it out. She enthusiastically agreed to clean it out. After she was done, I went to inspect. I was able.
Wait, okay, what? Why?
Right, like why are you inspecting? What? That I do that with our children.
Right.
Like,
yeah, don't do that.
Go clean your bedroom. You have 10 minutes, and I'm gonna come in there. I'm gonna check on your progress and see what we're doing. I'm checking in to make sure you're doing what I told you to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That I went to inspect comment. Like I don't like that.
That makes me uncomfortable.
If she came in and was like, okay, babe, I did it. Come check it out. That's a different scenario than you going, let me go see. Let me go see if you scrub behind the toilet. Like, I just don't, that doesn't make sense to me.
So he said that she enthusiastically agreed to clean it out. So she was excited about it.
Then why didn't she just do it in the first place?
I don't know. But with that phrasing, I'm going to go on the hypothetical of she was super excited to have done it.
Okay.
So she went inside and was like, babe, come check it out.
Okay.
And then that's what I went to inspect.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to
sense.
run with.
That makes sense.
Okay. I was able to fill a plastic shopping bag with more trash from behind the seats.
So she spot cleaned.
Yeah. I explained that I was disappointed that she only half cleaned out her car. This initially made her upset.
Pause.
Okay.
This is her car.
Yeah.
Is she? Are you like the scrub? in this situation where like
Oh, from like TLC?
yeah. Are you the passenger princess in her vehicle? And if so, why don't you clean her car for her? Because she's driving you around.
Yeah. I would clean out your car for you.
You don't have to clean my
I
car
know.
out.
You pay for it.
Even if I didn't.
Right.
My cars are immaculate.
Yeah.
I don't leave trash in my vehicles. If I drop a French fry while I'm driving and I can't reach it while driving, I'm pulling the fuck over. I don't care if I'm in the interstate and I'm getting that French fry.
Yeah.
My cars are clean. That is like my mobile office.
Right.
My cars are cleaner than everything else I own. So when we get in your car, I feel the same way. Your console where you keep all your rocks and shit, even when it's clean, gives me anxiety because you have so much knickknacks and like peachisms all over your car.
Yes, I do.
But we only drive your car in emergencies
Or we have the kids.
or in emergencies because now we have the truck and
Oh,
the kids
true.
ride in the truck
They
now
do ride in
because
the
the
truck.
truck is clean. So it's one of those things that like if he's the passenger princess of her vehicle, then he should clean the car and help out if she doesn't want to do it as a thank you for him, being able to just look out the window while he's chauffeured around town. If he's got a problem with it, that is. Otherwise, he could just stay in the filth of her vehicle. But
Right.
if the answer to this really in terms of the car thing is if it bothers you, you should be driving. You should be driving anyways.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Right. I mean, her car is also not a reflection of the house. If the house is clean, her car shouldn't matter.
Yeah. Wonder how dirty the car was. Because now I'm really thinking like if there's like 6-month-old bananas in the
Right.
back seat and you live in Texas or anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon
Or
where
like
it
old
gets
McDonald's bags.
right, like well, McDonald's doesn't change.
Right, but
Like it doesn't
there's
decay.
multiple bags
It just
of-
sits. It doesn't mold. Like it just exists forever. But like all of that trash laying around would absolutely be a problem. Cockroaches. I've seen cockroaches infested in cars. Like that's an extreme. So if it's an extreme, I can see how it'd be a problem. But I couldn't imagine coming and going, babe, I like the cars being clean. Your car is dirty as fuck right now. I will say some shit every once in a while when you pull the car seats out.
yeah, because the kids are a mess.
They are, but they're
Yeah.
kids, and that's to be expected.
Right. I provide snacks when I pick them up from school
Yeah.
because they're grumpy and hangry. And our son likes Cheez-Its. And he has his routine. And if I forget Cheez-Its, there's a meltdown.
Yeah.
But my car, I do take pride in my car. I do try to keep it as clean as I can. I vacuum it out once a week. I go through the car wash once a week. I have organizer bags in the back of the car with like their toys or papers that they bring home from school and shit. I can't believe that my little nature area gives you
It
anxiety.
does. You're swinging whatever the fuck you have hanging from your rearview mirror.
It's my Mother's Day gift from the kids.
That does it too. Every time we turn off a road and it starts swinging, I'm like, "Ugh."
I know. I try to get it before it starts happening.
But that's a me thing. Like
Right.
I'm not salty about it.
Right.
It just makes me uncomfortable.
I want to elaborate on it now because I don't want people to think I just have a bunch of dirt and shit
No.
in my car. I have a pine cone that the kids picked up. It's a really cool pine
It's
cone.
a fucking pine cone.
But I like it. It makes me feel like it's fall in my car.
Yeah.
I have a heart-shaped rock that our son found for me. I have a little jar that has remnants from the catacombs of Paris sitting in there.
Pretty soon there'll be desert sand.
Yes, there's going to be some desert sand in
See?
there. There's dried flower petals from miscellaneous flowers that our daughter has picked for me. It's very meaningful to me. All of that means a lot to me. It's a very important area of my life. I have rocks in there and crystals.
Jenna said mom gifts don't count as clutter. Yeah, they do. Yes, the fuck they do.
I do keep my car decently clean for having a bunch of kids in it. I want to set my car on fire now.
First time we pulled those car seats out of your car, I wanted to set your car on fire. The amount of like weird French fries and potato chips that were underneath of the car seats from them, like, and it's not even like it was dirty, but just seeing like
It's crumbs.
it was a lot. It wasn't really. It was to me. It was a lot because I'm used to having like my car's almost new all the time. It doesn't take much with a car, but that's a me thing. Like that's almost as bad as water on the floor and stepping in it with socks on for me.
Yeah.
It's a me thing, and I know
Just
that.
instant rage.
Not rage. Well, the sock thing is instant rage.
It is.
I want to fucking blow things up over that. It gives me the need to deep clean. Like I see that, I instantly want to go get the vacuum and like,
Yeah.
But that again, it's a me problem.
Well,
And
I
it's
know
not like it's super bad. If it was super bad, I would pay to have your car detailed every single week.
Okay.
It's not.
Thank you. I needed to hear that because you're just sitting there shitting on my car.
I'm not shitting on your car.
It feels like it. I want to get, if we do the new car thing, I want to get seat covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pink ones.
Well, if you got the new car, there would absolutely be no eating in that car ever.
I know, but I would still want the seat covers.
Yeah.
Just in case, I don't even want water spilled back there.
No, it's okay. If they're thirsty, be like, cool, we'll be home in like 20 minutes.
Swallow your
Wait.
spit.
Yeah. Deal with it. You say, me too.
I do that sometimes. They'll hit me with, Mommy, we want McDonald's. I want McDonald's too. You got McDonald's money?
Yeah.
When was the last time you did a chore? I do reward them. I know we have like a payout system with their chores, and it's like 25 cents or $1 or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're so young and they get so excited about paying for their own McDonald's that I'll take them anyways. And I'll accept the money as payment.
Yeah.
Okay, so back into the email.
Hold on. AJ said, how's the dog going to travel with her? I've said this several times. We have a truck.
Right, but
With the new car.
Right,
well, with your new car, we'll be able to put it in the tailgate.
Right, you said we're going to be doing the
cage
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Dakota said that when you travel with a dog, it's better to have it in kennel anyways.
Yeah. We're going to cage off the trunk.
Yep.
All right, so back into the email. This initially made her upset. I went on to explain that only making a half-hearted attempt to clean her car makes me question what else will be done half-hearted, and that I don't believe one's vehicle is an extension. Oh, and that I believe one's vehicle is an extension of oneself. Therefore, the condition of her car reflects upon me. I think that is a very far stretch. Yeah, I never look at somebody's car and go, "Oh, ew, her man puts up with that," or "Oh, his wife is okay with that." That's more of, I think of like blue-collared workers who eat in their car on the way to work, eat their lunch in their car, and then probably eat a snack on the way home because they're getting home at 7:00 at night. My grandfather's truck was always a mess.
Well, yeah, work trucks are different.
Right. When I see somebody's car that is like disgustingly a mess, like a bunch of trash, like it looks like somebody's a hoarder in their car, there is not a, oh, what a fucking pig. Disgusting. It's
To me, there is. But not to the person's partner.
No,
It's
not to
never
the
an
person's
extension
partner.
of them in that aspect.
I think of their mental health. I think that person's not okay. I think that person is struggling, and they're probably just surviving. Every morning they're waking up and their goal for that day is to not unalive themselves.
Yeah. Some people are just crazy busy and chaotic.
Yeah.
There are factors, like there are areas of my life that is a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
ADHD piles. Like it's like that. My fucking camera closet.
Yeah.
But I know where everything is in that closet.
Right.
So maybe the car is the extension. Maybe I don't know. That's just one of those. I don't. End of story. That her car doesn't reflect who you are as a person unless you're riding around in that shit all the time. Right. Are you driving her car? Are you driving her car? Because see, that changes things.
Yeah, if you don't have your own car and she's the only one with the car and you have to drive it places, get a car.
Or clean it.
Or clean it. You gave an example. I'm also going to give an example. My kitchen is immaculate.
But your plant area isn't.
I was going to say my closet, but okay.
Your closet's cleaner than your plant area.
No, it's not. My closet's a fucking mess.
Okay, it was the last time I looked. Because I went in there not too long ago. I had to grab my those photo albums for Chris's daughter.
Okay, then you must have not looked to your left because it is just a pile of clothing and hangers and
I guess I didn't. And
boxes
now
and there's
I
a
need
blanket.
to. The
Please
door is
don't.
open and I walk by and I see all your Louis boxes perfectly stacked and like.
Yeah, no, that part's very nice.
So it's everything beyond that. I guess I don't do that in your closet.
Right.
I knew where I was going.
That is my discarded pile. I've put it on. The feel wasn't there.
I do that. I fucking do that. I'll grab a shirt and put it on and be like, yep, never wearing this again, and throw it right on the floor.
Yep. And I'm like, I need to donate that. It needs to go to the Goodwill or something.
That's so funny. I do that shit. That is funny.
I put on a dress today. I don't know if my ass has gotten fatter or something. This dress, I've lost weight in Vegas. And I put on this dress and I went to go pull it over my butt and it ripped all the way up my ass. It was one of your favorite dresses on me. And I was like, fuck. And it's now discarded in that pile. Sitting there, waiting to go somewhere.
Maybe it was just that you had worn it so much.
I don't know. I'm sad about it. It's the second time my butt's done something that's been a travesty in my life.
Well, your butt's done a lot more positive than negative.
It has. You're right. Got you. But my kitchen's clean. I take pride in my kitchen. And it's a big kitchen. And people walk past the kitchen. Like when we have guests over, they have to walk past the kitchen to go to the guest restroom.
Your kitchen is clean. I was trying to think of the last time the kitchen was actually dirty, and it was when I had all of my T-shirts and shit in there. And we were getting ready to play poker, and you were like, can you come get all this shit out of the kitchen, please?
Yeah. You also leave like some tools and stuff sitting on the counter next to the dish drainer.
Yeah, because those are the tools that'll either go back in that drawer or they're getting ready to go to a toolbox. It depends on how much I use them.
I've allocated that little part of the counter for all of your things. So if you leave things sitting out in the kitchen, I put it there.
That's funny. Zach said, can confirm the kitchen was very clean.
Thank you. Oh, that makes me feel so good. Thank you for saying that. All right, so number 2, this is a second example of the email. We were doing TikTok Live, and she was reading comments while we were working. I realized she was having a considerably difficult time reading words specific to what we were working on. Some of the words were not difficult.
For you.
My reaction to this is twofold. I worry this might reflect on me since it is my job to facilitate her being the best she can be. I have tasked myself with coming up with some means for her to prove her literacy. How many times have I fucked up words on this podcast?
All the time.
Why are you asking me this question? I don't have an answer. I read words the way they are written. And if I have never heard a word said out loud and I've only read it my whole life, I am going to mispronounce it.
Right.
If I am learning a new word, I love learning words that are like frigid instead of saying cold, right? I like expanding my vocabulary. So if I've come across a word that I've never even read before, I'm going to say dysentery. Gotcha. All right. Okay. Now in my vocabulary, like I'm fucking 5th grade sounding out syllables.
Right. I think it's important to remember that not everybody is going to have the same level of literacy because some of us have hard times reading things. Like I can read, but I struggle to retain when I read. So like reading out loud helps because I can actually hear myself reading it. Mm-hmm. But hearing you read it, I retain everything versus when I'm reading and having to focus on what's happening.
Right.
People have learning disabilities. You know, some people just don't. She could be dyslexic.
She could.
She could be one of those people who just never fucking went to school and paid attention and like.
Yeah. You dropped out in 7th grade. Now look at you.
Glorified dumbass. Like, I don't know. The idea of her not being able to read words properly and you getting frustrated by that don't you think that should be a reason to like just try to help her be better and not hold it against her or think that it reflects poorly on you? Like, I don't think that anybody ever, well, that's a lie. People judge you because of me all the time. So I guess I can't even use that as an example, but I don't think, but never for that reason. People don't ever judge you and go, I can't believe she must be dumb as fuck because she's with him. Like, because he can't do this or he can't do that. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
You get judged for other reasons because,
I do.
you know, people think that I'm manipulating you and abusing you, and you're going to wake up one day.
That's so insulting to me. Like, I have worked very hard to be intelligent. I still do a lot of work. I read a lot of books. I'm always reading articles. Psychology.com posts a lot of articles that I deep dive that shit hours.
Yeah.
Studying the human brain, trying to just elevate myself. And to be told that I don't know what's going on in my life, you're implying I'm stupid. How offensive.
Yeah.
And am I crazy? I think you have a very high standard and you cannot expect everybody to be on your level.
Right.
Editor's note. I fixed the slew of grammatical errors and misspelled words in the body of this text. But I felt the grammatical error in the title. Oh, but I left the grammatical error in the title.
I'm assuming that editor note is from one of our screeners.
Mm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I also love that.
Petty spaghetti.
Absolutely crazy that you are going to write in and really just say that she is not up to par because she mispronounced some words or was having difficulty reading the words. And then just a slew of grammatical errors and misspelled words in this body of text. I would have loved to see the original email.
We have it.
Do we?
Yeah, it's still in the email. You could get one of the wizards to send it to you, I'm sure.
So I am somebody who wears glasses, and I still have a hard time reading on TikTok Live because the text is small as fuck. So is it she was having a hard time reading the words specific to what you were working on, or was it that the chat's moving, the text is small, and shit's jumping back and forth, and she's missing things? Because that happens to me.
I wonder whose TikTok they were on.
Yeah.
Was it her live and he was on it, was having issues, or was it his live that she was on and she was having issues? Because that matters. That actually creates a whole lot of questions.
Right.
Because we don't know if he has a vehicle or if he's a passenger princess.
Right.
And we don't know if it's her TikTok live and he happened to be on it.
Right.
So if that is the answer to those things, that yes, you're the passenger princess, and yes, it was her TikTok live and you were riding her coattails, you don't need to worry about any of that because you're the sidekick.
Right.
Like, shut up, short round. Like,
so they've been together for 2 years, and she now lives with me. Her car was beginning to look like a trash can. So if her car has always been clean throughout this 2 years and suddenly that's changing, there is something going on with her mental health.
Yep.
So instead of criticizing the fact that her car is messy and then inspecting it as if she were a child, and I'm saying that not on the hypothetical we created earlier because now I'm having a different tone to this email. I would have, instead of, hey, babe, go clean out your car. Hey, I've noticed your car is getting messy. What's going on? Because that is not a thing for you.
Yeah.
And if your car started looking like a trash can, I'm like, are you about to unalive yourself? What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an extreme for us.
Yeah. Holy shit, I'm getting ready to cry at the thought of that.
Yeah.
That is such a drastic change.
It would be. It would be. We went on vacation and I almost cleaned out the rental car before taking the rental car back.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't do well in a chaotic car. When I have my phone, my sunglasses, my wallet, my money clip, and my key, and the like cup holder area of my Mercedes, I close that lid. I don't want to see it. That's just the shit that's normally in my pockets that I don't want falling out of my pockets.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I'm going to believe that this isn't here and it's all in my pockets, because as soon as I get in the car, it's going back in my pockets. I don't do well with that shit. I don't,
Right.
and like my trunk is clean.
Yes, it is.
I don't Only time my trunks ever get super, super dirty is if it's a car that I rarely ever drive and it's all my like tripods and medical equipment and go bag and shit like that. But okay. Is there more to that email or are
No,
we done
that's
with that
it.
one? Okay. Let's talk about Vegas a little bit. Let's get into
Okay.
some of the shit that we saw people watching.
I'm a nosy bitch in public.
Yeah.
I'm such a nosy bitch. I will, if I hear someone say something out the side of your neck, you best believe I'm honing in on your conversation. That's how you're going to be in public for display, for free. Let's go.
That's funny.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the check-in because you said that there was an argument at the
Okay.
check-in.
So we walk into the Cosmopolitan and there's a line because of the hacking that happened. Their systems were down. So we were in line for about 45 minutes to an hour. And a couple came in behind us and they were in my line of sight because the line was wrapping around. We were here, they were standing here, they were adjacent. And woman's very clearly disgruntled, talking with her hands. He's distanced himself. And they're arguing through the whole line. And you can see people behind them like getting frustrated because there's this massive gap because they don't want to be near each other. And we're standing at the front counter and she gets up off of her suitcase and she starts approaching him, getting into his face, throwing her hands around. And I'm like, babe, they're arguing in the line. Like, I thought she was getting ready to hit him in the middle of the Cosmopolitan.
Wow. Could you imagine being on vacation, starting your vacation, being
Right.
being in line, getting ready to like have an amazing weekend or week or however long you're going to be there, and starting the entire process with conflict? The people that were in our hotel room, that were in the room next to us,
Argued the whole time.
every fucking night we were in there, they were screaming at each other. We could hear the whole thing through the walls.
Right. When I was sitting on the patio, she would come out on her phone, talking to whoever she's talking about their arguments.
We had a situation where we were at dinner at Holstein's,
Yes.
and the two women were at the table next to us, and one of them opened her cell phone, handed it to the girl at the other side of the table, and the girl proceeded to read the text messages from this chick's person, whether it's husband or boyfriend,
It's her husband.
out loud, and they both proceeded to talk shit about this dude
They did.
the entire time they were at the dinner table.
And then they ended the conversation and just started talking about what they were doing next Wednesday.
Yep.
Like that was normal conversation for them. If I had a friend take out their cell phone and pass it to me and said, read this conversation, I'm going to read it. I'm like, okay, I need a fucking minute. Like you just put a lot on me. I have to process everything I just read. I have to process everything that you're feeling right now because I am viewing this as you're seeking me. You're coming to me as a friend looking for advice. If that's not the situation, it was just so casual between them.
Right.
It blew my mind.
And it wasn't for advice. They were doing it to talk shit about the guy.
They were. Her friend was like, I can't believe that he's done this. You deserve so much better. And she was like, yeah, I know, but we're married and he tells me that he loves me. And
These kind of conversations are the reason that people can't bring their significant other around their friend groups.
yeah,
Because they've bashed them and talked so much shit that the friend group now does not like the person. So when they come around, it's super fucking awkward and dude doesn't want to be there.
yeah.
Then later down the line, they're like, well, you never want to go with me when we go hang out with my friends. And he's like, yeah, I don't like your fucking friends. There's a reason for it. And when you dive back, this is one of those things that causes that issue, and you fucking did it to yourself. We had a chat pod. I posted that in Discord.
Yeah.
Because you said
poll.
that a lot of people actually do that. A lot of women
Yeah.
do that shit. And like it upset me. The idea of thinking that like was having emotional turmoil or a problem with somebody in my life, and instead of just keeping it between the two of us and working through our shit, they're literally handing it off to other people to read it just so that they can badmouth me. Like, I put myself in that situation. I would fucking hate to be that person. To be the person on the,
It's embarrassing.
Right. It is fucking embarrassing. That's unacceptable behavior. Like I truly believe that text messages are private conversations.
I believe that, yeah.
If you wanted to have a public conversation, it would be on Facebook in the comment section or on fucking Reddit or on your phone, like actually talking out loud on speaker versus quietly sending text messages. I also don't think that people should be involved in people's personal lives on that level, period. It shit bothered me. It bothered me bad. Yep. We saw a lot of women out there walking around that were part of bridal parties.
Oh, and totally just dressed inappropriately.
Yeah, dude, the whole party was.
A whole party, including the bride.
Yep.
Yeah. There was a point where we were walking through, we had seen so many by the third or fourth day, I looked at you and I was like, I would never want a bachelorette party. Like if we renew our vows or something, that would never be a thing. If it were an option, it would be the most classiest fucking thing ever. If my group of ladies went to Vegas, we'd be walking around like fucking elegance, class. I walked around in dresses and I had my turtleneck dress. I had that one black dress that you like with the thing. Mm-hmm. And I looked classy. I felt good about myself walking around, especially around all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of women out there who were barely covered.
Someone just had pasties on them.
Yeah.
And they were walking around in like a bikini thong thing with a saran wrap or whatever that's called.
Sarong. There was a lot of that. The thing that got me with the whole bride thing was that I know that it is a common thing for men to do strip clubs.
Yeah.
I personally, in my real life, think I know less than 3 people who did a strip club bachelor party. Mm. I have friends who like went golfing. Like it was more about just hanging out with the guys for one last time kind of thing. When I see that strip club situation, or I see the women in Vegas walking around looking scandalously.
Yeah. I felt like we were walking on like a soft corn.
Yeah.
Set.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
That is the last hurrah before marriage. If you have that last hurrah before marriage, you shouldn't be getting married. That happened when you started dating that person. Mm-hmm. You don't need to go to a strip club, either of you. You don't need to go to Vegas and walk around half naked. Like you don't need to be, there's no reason for that. There's not. Like, I gotta be honest, if we weren't married and that was who you were as a person and you were like, I'm gonna go to Vegas with the girls and we're gonna do our thing. And like you went and did that and I saw pictures of the way that you were dressed. If you dressed like that, I would call off the wedding.
Yeah. I believe that.
I don't want that. Like I want somebody who respects themselves and respects what we have in me more than the idea of going and getting fucked up in Vegas. Like some of those chicks were drunk by like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The amount of people that we walked by puking in garbage cans in the middle of the afternoon, like.
Yeah, there were a lot of women who weren't walking straight, needed their friend's support, couldn't stand upright. We left. We were going to go hiking in the desert. It was 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And a couple gets on, and this woman's trashed.
Yeah, she obviously hadn't been to bed yet.
Right, no, she hadn't been to bed, but I couldn't, even on the nights where I went out drinking, I would stop drinking by 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She was hammered. I was just so taken aback. There was no personal space. I thought she was going to touch me. A lot. It was a lot.
What do you think? What do you think it says about society's standards when that has become normal behavior in terms of bridal parties going to Vegas and living that life for a weekend?
There are no standards.
Well, right, obviously, but when you think about it, like when you really think about that mindset is, this is going to be my last attempt or my last weekend of freedom. Like I'm gonna get dressed as slutty as I can and get fucking hammered with my girls, and like we're gonna go to the clubs and do all of these things where you're going out to be around people who have foul intentions. Like this is not a healthy scenario. Why would you start your marriage in that mindset?
Right.
Because you know what I mean? Like you're poisoning.
Right.
You're watering your plants with fucking toxic acid wash. Like, what do you think is going to happen in that? And then you wonder why marriage divorce rates are so fucking high.
Yeah. I was wearing that black dress with the lace top, and I was getting a lot of fucking attention in that dress. I could never walk around the way those women are walking around, knowing that just wearing a dress and I was getting that much attention, that I'm too uncomfortable already. I don't want unwanted attention. I don't want to be looked at. I don't want to be gawked at. I don't want people following me with their eyes. Like, that's thriving on the attention.
It is.
You are so desperate for attention that you're willing to walk around that way. I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, I feel like there is a void in somebody. Like,
I don't think it's a void. I think it's expected behavior. It's taught.
I don't know about
Tell
that.
the story and tell me I'm wrong. Tell me what you told me in the hotel room that night that we saw all of that. When we were walking on that second level near the Wiener statue, fucking statue, you told me about your mom and the conversations that you had about that. So tell me that I'm wrong and that's
Okay.
not taught behavior.
I do think it is taught behavior. I think there is also massive amounts of insecurity and a lack of self-confidence there. Women who dress that way preach that I love myself and I'm happy with who I am and all of those kinds of things. I think deep down there is I don't know. I just don't understand that crave for attention. When I posted, I guess I do understand that crave for attention because I have posted photos. I had a whole massive fucking moment on the balcony while we were in Vegas. You were taking a nap and world's strongest joint. I smoked it and I went into my photos because I was looking at the photos we took from the day prior. And I have like 25,000 photos on my phone. And I was like, why? And I scrolled all the way back almost a decade ago.
Wow.
And I felt shame. I felt disgusted. It was all selfies of me from different angles, me sticking my tongue out, me trying to get my ass in the shot. I was absolutely disgusted with myself and I was processing a lot of emotions. I was like, I can't believe this is how people perceived me.
That's how you taught them to perceive you.
Right. That's how people perceived me. And when I was dressing that way and posting those kind of photos and wanting to get those reactions and those likes, that was when I was the most insecure with myself. That was when I hated myself the most. I told everybody, body positivity, I love who I am. I'm here for all the big girls. I was over 320 pounds. And that's when I hated myself the most. I was so uncomfortable in my body. I hated the way I looked. I wanted to present myself as something that I loved myself because nobody wants to fucking hear I'm disgusting. I hate me.
Right.
So of course I put on that front of I love my body. I think I'm so hot. Look at how sexy I am. Inside that wasn't the case. And after talking to other women who have moved on from that era of their life, all of them have felt the same way. That's when they were the most insecure. And they saw other women getting attention posting photos that way. So monkey see, monkey do.
Yep.
I deleted 5,000 photos from my phone.
Yeah.
It was screenshots of old conversations that I kept as evidence or that I sent to other people. A lot of selfies of me. All of them filtered. Yeah.
Do you want to tell that story or no?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got so sidetracked. So that story.
And then after this, we're going to read super chats and then we're going to get off here because it's 1:00.
Okay. Growing up, I was always told when you get married, no matter what your future husband says, I am going to take you to a Chippendales. And for those of you who don't know Chippendales, it is male strippers.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what Chippendales was when I found out. It made me very uncomfortable. I was a teenager at this point, 14, 15 years old. Like, why are you telling me you're going to take me to see strippers before I get married? And the reason being was because I know that he's going to go see strippers. That's what guys do for their bachelor parties.
So this is a learned behavior. This is something that's taught, handed down even sometimes in some cases. And when people don't want to do those things and the friends really do, they get shunned for it. Like the friends get mad. And in the event that like I had a bachelor party and my friends wanted to try to do something like that, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Like,
I'll cancel the whole fucking thing.
Right. I would rather not start my marriage in a place of distrust on either part. Like I see both of that being a foul situation. Like there's not a sanctity to your relationship or your marriage if that's happening.
Right. You're entering it with a fuck you.
Right. Yep. You really are. All right. Let's get into some super chats. All right. Ryan Shepard said, would you guys ever consider captions so the hard of hearing and deaf community can be reached? We do captions on all of our TikToks. We do them on most of our YouTube videos and just not on our live streams because it doesn't allow us to do that for some reason.
I'm actually working on sign language right now.
Yeah. I saw that yesterday in the airport.
So maybe one day I'll be able to just do it for you guys.
It's funny. Alex said, y'all have given me the tools to build the courage to recognize I needed therapy and helped me get my dissociative disorder diagnosed. I'm working toward a better me. I will be forever grateful. I love that. When you have the label, you know what to start working on.
Yeah.
Liz said, what are the specifics of the Instagram giveaway? You have to do hashtag to be better giveaway. And you have to post a picture of you or with some of the merch that you've bought from us so that we can search for it. And then we're going to give away 3 backpacks with some random shit in it. Mama Waffle said, I just became a Patreon member for her group.
Oh, shit. For the women's segment?
Yep.
Or
I think probably for the content.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were talking about earlier. Emily,
once the women's segment, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. Once the women's segment really starts going, I'm going to be more active in the women's group on the Facebook, on the Facebook,
Discord.
on the Discord channel.
Yeah. Emily said, I would love to shoot photography with you in Alaska. There's a strong possibility that we will be going to Alaska next year. We have a mutual friend or a friend of a friend, I guess. I don't know how I would word that. I know the guy, but I don't know him well enough to call him my friend. He owns a Airbnb in the middle of nowhere out there. And we have been invited to stay, so I think we're going to do that. Anything anybody else wants to get in before we call it a day? We have to go pick up T-shirts and trucks and tables and all that other shit. So.
Danny asked what I'm using for my sign language. It's Lingvano, Lingvano. I think I'm going to pay for the yearly subscription on it. I'm really enjoying it. I tried the ASL app. I don't know. I guess I'm just getting more from this one. Again, it's Lingvano, Lingvano. We can do Alaska as our next trip.
Yeah, we could.
I want to do a snow angel.
Yeah?
Yeah. I also want to have like a little romantic moment where we're fumbling about and then I fall into the snow and you fall on top of me and then I do something stupid like blow on your face.
That's funny. There's so many fucking emails since we got on here. I'm trying to find somebody just sent us. Oh, I don't have them logged into this account. Chris, I just saw that email pop up on my phone. I'll look at it in a minute. Ryan said, my wife's first language is ASL. I am trying to learn it myself because my in-laws are both deaf.
I love that you're willing to learn.
Yep.
Ooh, Zach said, sending a special surprise for the October group. I'm so hyped to see this content.
Love that.
I'm so stoked. I love that he called it the October group.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot going on in October. I actually have to get a hold of 2 other people that are supposed to be on the podcast. One of them is confirmed. He's already bought his flight. I have to get a hold of the other guy who's the one who owns all those businesses that wants to come down, but I want to make sure that we have everything situated before we do that.
Okay.
Guys, we appreciate you all hanging out with us for the last 2 hours. I know that this has kind of been all over the place. Don't forget that the T-shirt drop, all the merchandise will be dropping Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on tobebetter.co. I'll hit you with a little merch tag so you can find it.
Thank you all for joining us today.
If you want to see the photos that we took from Vegas, we will be posting them on our Instagram. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, guys, we will catch you on the next one.
Before you do that.
Okay.
I am also going to be posting some of my own photography from the trip on my personal Instagram. It's Mrs. Burkett Photography.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.